Hey, Egbegbawan of Udu Kingdom. It's my brother. Hey, Linda, what's up? How you doing? I got family. I'm a good company. Ah, what's happening? That's one good. Hey. So let's get the show started, man. And welcome to the Sports Buffet on Elegbete TV Radio. My name is Idafim. So I love to come in the Elegbete One of Sports. On the show this morning, we're going to travel around the beautiful world of sports and as much as possible get in all the news stories and everything going on in the world of sports, especially football. And at the same time, I'll be here to, take your questions and your call. If you want to call in on the show, it's 07025000069. You want to send me a message on WhatsApp, it is 08034277165. So on Instagram, thank you very much, Egbegba of Udu Kingdom. If you're looking for someone to cater for your party, any kind of food, I think if you're on Instagram, you better follow Egbegba One of Udu Kingdom right now, whether it is food from the Niger Delta, food from the South, food from every part of Nigeria. That's the guy to go with. He is the best. He's tried, tested, and super trusted. That's the guy to go to. With him, you're covered. You're very, very sure that your party is catered for when it comes to food, and then as well as barbecue, whether it's grilled meat, fish, whatever it is you want, he's got you covered. He's on my Instagram live this morning. Charles Wanwu, I greet you. Thank you for joining us. Cowsco, thank you for joining us on Facebook. I've got a lot of people already lined up here. Goswill Obukumena Awari, long time. Say, bro, how you doing? Abdurrahim Aliyu, good morning, bro. Good morning to you. Nasir Olabode Owolafe, one of the first friends that I made in this town called Lagos, and he's been a wonderful guy since forever. Greetings to you too. How you doing? It's been a while anyway. Dami Links, salute to you too. And I think on YouTube, we've got a few people there already. You know how it is. Okay, another 10 gigabytes of data up for grab today. Again, yesterday we gave Shadrach. Yeah, Shadrach won our 10 gigabytes of data yesterday, but then there is another 10 gigabyte waiting to be collected. So for those of you asking me how can you listen online, it is www.elegbetevradio.com/radio, and we're good to go. Always listen there. You know, we've got brilliant content, but don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's how you help us to grow. Okay, you want us to grow big, you want us to be the station that everybody talks about, help us to subscribe to our YouTube channel, comment on our content, and help us to grow big. Okay, so there's a question for those of you who wants to win our 10 gigabytes of data. I know it's small, you know, but an online radio, that's what we can give. The only giveaway we can give, because we know that you guys spend data to watch, listen to us as well. So that's what we can also give back. And if you want to win that data, it's a very simple question. Okay, so this is the question. Okay, no, let me bring that one up after the sporting news. But then there's a very simple question you can only answer on the YouTube channel. Okay, so if you're not on the YouTube channel, you most likely will not win that one. You can only answer on the YouTube channel, so you better run there now. Okay, so let's get a lot of the sporting news headlines out of the way. Erling Brut Ireland's agent Mino Raiola, who's always at loggerhead with Pep Guardiola. Remember his issues because of Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Enemies do settle. That's one of the things that I've come to know in sports and in politics. Remember Fanika moving across to APC after saying that that's let's lift up. Okay, it's expected to hold talks with Manchester City in January over a potential summer move for the 21-year-old Borussia Dortmund and Norway striker. How will it look like with Guardiola having Haaland as a point man for all of those creativity around the Manchester City team, all of those creativity, and then you have a goal poacher, a goal banger like Brute Haaland. That would be very, very interesting to see. I look forward to how the conversation will go. I was talking to my friend the other day, and I told him that the reason why Mino Raiola wants Manchester City is obviously there are not too many clubs that can afford to pay the salaries of Brute Haaland. Transfer fee is very, very small, but all the add-ons, the salaries, the whole, all of those bonuses and the rest. I mean, if Haaland comes to Manchester City, he could be earning between 650 to 700,000 pounds a week. I don't think there's any other club in Europe right now, apart from Paris Saint-Germain, that can afford to pay that. So Man City is a good place to go. England forward Raheem Sterling, 26, wants to be sure he remains a key part of manager Pep Guardiola's plans before he resumes contract talks with Manchester City. Liverpool are willing to sell England midfielder Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, who's 28 years old, to anybody, but they would only sell for the right price. And I'm asking, what's the right price for a player that is injury prone, a player that you're not sure can play 5 consecutive games? I've heard him mentioning Arsenal's name to Oxlade-Chamberlain. Come on, in his best days, he didn't get to play for Arsenal. Yes, I agree. He's gone there. He's won league title. He's won Champions League at Liverpool. I think that's all she wrote. I don't think you can convince me that this Arsenal team, on one hand, Arsenal are saying that they want to build for the future with a lot of young players and all that. So why are you going for Oxlade-Chamberlain? I mean, it's instead of going for Chamberlain, you better renew the contract of Lacazette, who's drinking Lacazette somewhere there on the bench of Arsenal. Well, let's move further down. The Reds have also started negotiations to sign Barcelona's French forward Ousmane Dembele, 24, on a free transfer. This is a player that came at a very expensive 170 million, if I'm not mistaken, gave nothing to the club and big salaries, and is most likely going to go on a free. Well, that's just the way it is. England midfielder Phil Foden is close to signing a new contract with Manchester City. His current deal expires in the summer of 2024, but catch them while you can, because there are other people that are looking around that can, do danger. So that's just why they are in a hurry to do that one. French midfielder Paul Pogba is back on the radar of Real Madrid with the 28-year-old contract at Manchester United set to run out next summer. Many players are going to be free next summer. Juventus, who are the king of signing free players, I know that they don't make noise. When that time comes, we'll see a lot of players go for free to Juventus. But then last summer, the king of free signing had to be Paris Saint-Germain. Let's not forget that they got Sergio Ramos, Lionel Messi. Come on, who gets those kind of great players for free? God, how did Barcelona not even make money from Messi? Such a great player. How do you do that? Real Madrid sold Cristiano Ronaldo for 80 million. Even Juventus, they sold him for more. Yeah. And those guys really run that club down anyway. Manchester United have joined Chelsea and Juventus in the race for Monaco and France midfielder Aurelien Chouameni, 21. We don't know how much the price will be, but there's a lot of club lining up for him. Italy winger Federico Chiesa and Netherlands centre-back Matthias de Ligt, 22. Federico Chiesa is 23. Who both play at Juventus among Newcastle United list of transfer targets. Man, when there's money, there is always going to be stories. Like I told you a couple of days ago, Newcastle would always be in the headlines right now. Just get used to it. That's a new name that you should get used to, the way we got used to Manchester City. Barcelona defender Clement Lenglet, 26, could be the first arrival at Newcastle United following their recent takeover, with the France internationals said to be very, very interested in for them, and also the club is keen on the player. Southampton players are expected Austrian boss Raphael Hasenhuttl, 54, to be sacked in the coming weeks, with the club yet to win in the Premier League this season. German center defender Antonio Rudiger of Chelsea, who's 28, will access his options, whether there are other clubs that need him, Bayern Munich, Juventus, Real Madrid, and the rest of them, before he would decide whether he wants to continue doing business with Chelsea. Southampton, Tottenham, and West Ham are interested in signing West Brom England goalkeeper Sam Johnstone, 28. Okay. AC Milan midfielder Frank Kessie's agent has denied speaking to Inter Milan about 24-year-old Ivory Coast international who is out of contract next summer. That is according to Cassio Mercato. via Football Italy. Okay, Spanish right back Hector Bellerin, 26. He said, God forbid, I don't want to go back to Arsenal. I will never go back, even though he's on loan at Real Betis currently. He hopes that when the loan deal expires at the end of the season, he will find a way to move out of the club. Leeds United are close to signing Spanish 17-year-old Espanyol attacker Mateo Joseph Fernandez. Leeds have offered £450,000. But Espanyol says, no dies, no cigar. You give us £1 million or no deal. Real Madrid are keen on bringing back. We want it back. We want it back. We want it back. Are keen on bringing back Spanish fullback Sergio Reguilon, 24, back to the Bernabeu before the season end. Okay, let's see how that will be possible, with especially with a man like Daniel Levy involved in the conversation. Okay, so you're interested in the quiz now? I think I should ask that question now. I went to the World Cup, the FIFA World Cup. I ended up as the top goal scorer. I won the Golden Boot at the World Cup, but I got knocked out from the group stage. Who am I? And what World Cup was that? That's a very, very simple question that I think anybody who follows the World Cup should understand. The FIFA World Cup. I went to the World Cup, won the FIFA Golden Boot, but my country got knocked out at the group stage. Who am I? And in what World Cup did I win the Golden Boot? All right, yes, it's a very simple question that you can answer. First person to put that answer on a YouTube channel would definitely get my 10 gigabyte data, especially if you are in Nigeria. Gods, Will Obukumenawari say, good sir, yes, it's been a while. Abdurrahim Ali said, please, bros, Lukaku injury update. Well, I'll give you update on that one as we go. But then if you're on the YouTube channel, I think you should tell me the answer to my quiz as we go, so that it'll be easy for me to pick you and give you your 10 gigabyte data. Okay, let's push forward. There's some other stories that, sorry guys, there's some other stories that I need to pass across to you. Okay, the story about Erling Haaland and Manchester City is cut across everywhere. Even the Times in England said Erling Haaland agent Mino Raiola is expected to talk with Manchester City in January over a potential move to the Premier League. Okay, Amanda Stevely, the Newcastle United director, is waiting for the green light from the club's new Saudi owner before sacking Steve Bruce. Okay, so some people, Kali, how you doing, Kali? Some people are saying, yes, the Bruce have been very, very faithful to the club. At least they should treat him a little bit better. What do you guys think? You think that they should give him, okay, season, but the owners, the new owners have said from the get-go, they don't like Steve Bruce. That's just what they said. Like, it was part of the conversation. We don't like him. We're going to buy this club, but we don't want him to. He doesn't look like the guy. He's coached in 999 games. Should they allow him to make 1,000 games before they fire him, or they should just fire him? Because the owners are saying we don't even want him to sit on the bench, to be in the stadium when we play Tottenham Hotspur this weekend. I mean, this weekend is just, I mean, tomorrow, next tomorrow, you know. So what do you think? You can give me your comments on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram. You can also send a message on WhatsApp, 080342776165. Or probably you could also call in 0702500069. It's up to you. Should I let the Newcastle manager stay at least for a bit? I mean, money. Is it Moses lead them to the promised land and then not benefit from it? For the first time, money have come. You can't even benefit. So, well, let's move on the show. CJ Uja, the sprinter at the center of what could be one of the biggest doping scandal in the history of British athletics, was sanctioned by UK sports for receiving public funding he did not qualify for. It can be revealed. Okay, now there's going to be a whole lot coming out of that story. Hireke underscore AFC say there is no sentiment in business. I'm feeling bad. Kali say good morning, senior man. Kudos to you for the good job you're doing. Thank you very much, Kali. It's been a while. I'm still waiting for my jersey. You don't need to do me for one. Your coach. That's painful anyway. And then the Sun said Juventus are lining up a January move for Manchester City midfielder Bernardo Silva, but could struggle to finance a deal given the demands of the Premier League club. Chelsea are interested in bringing Eden Hazard back to Stamford Bridge. I told you guys that yesterday, but it's still trending. But the latest report in Spain suggests Real Madrid will want Rhys James as part of the deal. Galatasaray could sign another Arsenal midfielder in January. Amid reports they have open talks with Mohamed El Neni. That would be very, very nice. Arsenal need to get rid of him because he's not playing. I mean, he had a good play last season at the beginning, and then I don't know what happened. He just disappeared. And if the coach is not playing him, he should go. I know that some players are just used as squad members, but then at some point, you got to look at your career and say, will you be squad member all through your career just because you want to play for a club called Arsenal? You know, I mean, I don't have a problem with the club. I mean, it's my club. I support them, but I don't think for his career he should choose to stay with Arsenal. Go to a place where you can play regularly. Newcastle United hopes to sign out of favor Barcelona defender Club Long in January. Southampton have no plans to sack manager Rafael Osterhantel and believe he is still the man to lead their long-term project despite a poor start to the 2021-22 season. That's another report anyway, comparing it to the previous one from the BBC. Okay, Diego Simeone has admitted that he tried to convince Lionel Messi. Oh, look, can you guys pay? He tried to convince Lionel Messi to join Atletico Madrid this summer. Liverpool star Sadio Mane has blasted the decision not to nominate Chelsea goalkeeper Eduardo Mendy for this year's Ballon d'Or as inadmissible. Okay, that's also part of the talking point, one of the talking points that I want to bring up. So someone said that the reason why Eduardo Mendy was not nominated, at least among the top 50, was because of his black skin. Now he's black. This is the first African goalkeeper, the first black goalkeeper, or the first African goalkeeper to win the UEFA Champions League. And you know the way Amanda Chelsea won the Champions League, the way he put up his performance, yet he wasn't nominated. And some of the players who didn't really have a good season were nominated. So what do you think? I mean, let's just juggle all of this. Newcastle United, Eduardo Mendy. What do you guys think? Is the nomination racial? I don't know. After all, Samuel Eto'o did just about enough to win it. He never won it. Let's not forget that one. Thierry Henry did just about enough to win it. He never won it too. Not like he's African. But he's black skin. Okay. Let's go. Judge upon we have won and I won anyway. So there's a whole lot to talk about. But I'm just playing with these things in my head sometimes. Yeah. Deontay Wilder will not retire after his second defeat, to Tyson Fury, and instead would like a double redemption fight in May 2022 against another former champion, Anthony Joshua. Okay, I think that Deontay Wilder will beat Anthony Joshua anyway. Ima Raducanu has signed up to play in a lucrative exhibition tournament in Abu Dhabi in December as part of our Australian Open warm-up. Do you know these guys know how to promote their own? We don't do that. Hector Bellerin has hinted he does not want to return to Arsenal. I think I've read that before. As AC Milan striker Olivier Giroud has backed his former boss Frank Lampard to bounce back at Newcastle if the Saudi-backed club offer him the job. This is how they want to waste people's money. Listen, if you employ Frank Lampard at Newcastle, they will still be where they are. Probably they just rise from number 17 to number 9 or number 10. That's just it. Nothing. Frank Lampard cannot win you. You can't have that kind of investment and you trust Frank Lampard to go and win you title. Frank Lampard is not a coach that will win you title. That's my opinion. What do you think? Anyway, football in Pidgin. Migo Bros, Killer Navas to talk say it be like say them do new Ballon d'Or award for goalkeepers. Yes, I saw that too, and that's why I'm laughing. When I saw it, I was like, well, it doesn't make sense. So you nominate like 50 goalkeepers across the world, and but then when you do that, there's also going to be cry because I mean the goalkeeper of Al Ahly will say, "Why are you guys not nominating me? And this is just goalkeepers." Or Tipi Mazembe or Mamelodi Sundown. You know, some goalkeepers in Chile, in Colo Colo, or playing for Universidad in Uruguay, or playing for a club, River Plate, or Boca Juniors, or Cruzeiro, Santos. You know, well, time will tell. Okay, time definitely will tell. Newcastle United were not included in an extraordinary meeting between 19 top flight rivals as the Premier League explained the decision to approve the £305 million Saudi-led takeover. Real Madrid are looking to beat Manchester United and Chelsea to the signature. I'll come back to that story again anyway. Signature of highly prized Monaco midfielder Aurelien Tchouameni. Let's see how that goes. Sevilla president Jose Castro says Chelsea's summer bid for Jules Koundé would have wiped the club's debt out in one fell swoop. So why didn't you guys sell? Arsene Wenger will return to the dugout to take charge of a combined Al Hilal and Al Nassr side when the Saudi clubs take on Paris Saint-Germain in January in an exhibition game. Arsene Wenger. Serie A figures suggest there are only 20 players across the league who remain unvaccinated, which means they are doing well. Only you guys are doing well. Very soon, all of those players will be vaccinated. The PFA charity is threatening to withdraw its support for dementia campaign group Head for Change after details of a meeting between the two organizations were reported last week. COVID vaccination will not be compulsory for England players to be selected for the upcoming autumn test against Tonga, Australia, and South Africa. There is a whole lot there. And in the star, Brendan Rodgers is the new bookie's favorite to replace Steve Bruce as Newcastle United. Tottenham Hotspur Chiefs are increasingly confident Harry Kane will remain at the club after being convinced by their plans to rebuild. Newcastle United will target a move for Leicester City defender Wesley Fofana in January, despite him being a long-term injury absentee. These guys, is it that they just want to waste their money? I don't know, Sha. Manchester United have now joined Chelsea and Juventus in the race for Monaco wonder kid. Arsenal have received fresh motivation to tie Alexander Lacazette down to a new contract after reports that youngster Emile Smith-Rowe and Bukayo Saka using his experience to aid their development. What's that? Real Madrid president Florentino Perez could risk public humiliation by negotiating with Tottenham Hotspur to bring Sergio Reguilon back to the Spanish capital ahead of next season. Dominic Thiem, you remember the tennis player, has decided to get vaccinated against COVID after reading of threats to top tennis stars over their participation in the Australian Open early next year. If you can't face the heat in the kitchen, you gotta get up. But if you want to eat the food, you gotta take the heat. That's just the way it is. Wow, man. The question is high. Ogun Sola Dayo, he said Thomas Muller. I take a bonus. No, that's not the answer. Onyene Damilola, Thomas Muller, Germany. Which World Cup is that? Divine. Divine, okay. You want 20 gigabytes on Monday, right? And even if you win, I'm not going to give you. Okay, but you're not even, like, you didn't give me the answer completely. Goswill Obukomena Awari said Oleg Salenko, Russia in 1994. Now that's the answer to the question, okay? That's the simple, straightforward answer to the question. I'm not even going to beat around. I'm not going to try to put this around. I don't know where you guys got your Thomas Muller from, but it's fine. Matthias Jacob said, good morning to you, sir. Haaland transfer will go the wire next season. Fingers crossed. I hope so. Ali Rahim said, bros, the player name is Salenko of Bulgaria. Bulgaria 5 goals against Cameroon. Did Bulgaria play against Cameroon the USA 4? Is it not Nigeria that the Bulgaria play against? Well, I don't know. Be missing this up, eh? Shooks Pascal said, good morning, bro. Good to be back streaming live. Yes, we're back. Okay. I've got Paul Obi said, good morning, Mr. Idafe. He is Hernandez of Ecuador in Brazil 2014. Hernandez of Ecuador was not the highest goal scorer. In 2014, I was at that World Cup and I was a commentator. The World Cup highest goal scorer was 6 goal scorer James Rodriguez of Colombia, who scored a magical goal to the chest and turn volley and a half volley against Uruguay. And I don't know who that your Hernandez is anyway, but the answer to the question has already been given by Goswill Obukomena Awari. Oleg Salenko, Russia in 1994, USA. That's the answer to the question. So that one is already taken care of already. So no need to push yourself. So you can get involved in the other conversation. Desteros Henry, Newcastle should not make mistake of signing Langley. I agree to you, Mr. Idafe. I agree with you too. It seems like they just want to waste money. Okay, I mean, they're going to make a whole lot of losses before they would realize their mistake and then get back in the groove, because the way it is, it doesn't look like they know what they're doing. Henry Eto did so much and they win it. Please leave Mendy. You mean, you mean. I'm coming to London. I'm going to fight you. Why you mean? Why you say that? You mean. You're evil. Newcastle will waste millions. So much news about them these days. Money good, not be small something. I said it. They are going to be top on the news. You'll be hearing more of them than even Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal, and the rest of them. But then it is what it is. If you have money, you've got to be front, center, and in the news all the time. So it's not really something that is bad. Switzerland catch Italy, but Azzurri have better goalkeeping. Okay, so Italy prepares to bid for the hosting rights of the 2028 Euros. Now, this is something that UEFA came out that everybody should submit their bid, and then the host will be announced in 2023. So we're keeping our fingers crossed to see what happened. Stefan Rudi's agent confirmed Simeone Inzaghi wanted him to join Inter, and his current situation is not so good. That's in Italy. What's going on? Well, let's come back and bring you. There's a few segments on the show now that I like to. Okay, so reasons why you should get insurance. That's coming up straight away. My friend Emeka is giving us reasons why we should get insurance. Okay, it's just less than a minute, less than 2 minutes, so you can enjoy that. And I'll be back again. Wow, I'm still on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook. But let's just listen to this guy.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Messi. Okay, very good. I would like to focus on three aspects of insurance. Why insurance is important. Number one, health insurance. This is a very important insurance that makes you take care of the health of you and your family.
Yes, talking to me about insurance.
Bring down money from your pocket, out of your pocket whenever there's need for you to access care. This actually enables you to always have access to the doctors 24 hours. You get
Why do people not like to pay for buy insurance policy?
No need for you to joke with the health of your family. Number two, motor insurance. Motor insurance actually covers you.
Good morning, bro.
In terms
So
of
be back.
fire, accident,
Got some comment I say.
gives you peace of mind knowing that your vehicle is covered and whenever any claim arises, you're not going to pay from your pocket. Number three I'm talking about is fire and burglary. For example, people in Alaba, people in Oshodi, once their shops are insured, all their shop or guarantee is that whenever there is fire outbreak, whenever there is burglary, they will be rest assured that the claims will be paid. That will give them peace of mind, knowing fully well that their risk has been outsourced to an insurance company. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Emeka, for that one. He's an expert in insurance. He works with us, Salman said. So, I just thought like we should bring in some very, very important key elements to the show. I mean, the reason why I brought that insurance talk is, these days, like I get many messages of people asking me to support their medical bills, this one, like a whole lot. Some you can help it. Accident happened, it's an emergency, it's unplanned for. Some insurance doesn't even cover. But then sometimes I just be like, okay, if we like have like okay situation whereby you're paying little money to cover insurance, there are some bills that you can easily just let insurance company underwrite. And not every time I could be able to reach out to my celebrity friends like, bros, like raise me 200,000, 500,000 to take out this money, because honestly, I don't even have the money. This money that I give to these guys, I don't really have it. Like I have to reach out to people, and if I reach out for too much, they start running away from me. Like this guy, what did they do you? That's also you just go carry people problem. They bring they can't give us. So I try as much as possible to deal with these things, and I think that's why I brought that. And then also investment. There's someone that's got like 3 minutes, 30 seconds to talk to us about why you should invest in crypto, why it is important to invest in crypto. You would also get to hear that one as the show progresses. Well, it's 9:30 on the clock, and it's got a whole lot to talk about. So let me take you to Spain. You know, sometimes I just wonder why did they let Regulion go in the first place if Real Madrid are not looking to get him back? What did they see now? Okay, that they didn't see before. That's one. Another thing, La Masia is producing talent again. Rodri is on a different form, and then you also have what is he called, Gavi. These players are coming up the floor again, and they are playing some very, very incredible football. Some people, Jeremy Redknapp said they should show him his birth certificate. He can't believe that Gavi is 17. You don't play such good football at 17. Guys, what do you think? Yes, they didn't win the Euros. The Spanish team didn't win the Nations League, sorry, European Nations League. But we saw enough to believe that Spain is going to be a threat to a lot of people. They still need to get maybe the striking force, get their defensive side right. For one, Spain is building a team that does not really require players from Real Madrid and all the rest, but it's not good because Real Madrid still need to, chip in with one or two players. Real Madrid is becoming like a base for just foreign players alone. But did we see enough? Did we see enough to say this young generation coming out of La Masia, they are players that would give Spain that redemption to come back again? Because for a while now, Spain have been the also run the strugglers and all that. Yeah, they got up to the semifinals of the Euros in this summer. But what do you think about the Spanish national team? I need to get your take. So somebody said I should give the full details of Diego Simeone trying to sign Lionel Messi. So let's go to that story as it is on Marca.com. When Barcelona decided not to renew Lionel Messi's contract in the summer, the rumor mill exploded into action with unsurprising names such as Manchester City and Paris Saint-Germain at the forefront of discussion. But Diego Simeone has revealed that Atletico Madrid also threw their hat into the ring. Did they have the money to pay? That's what I'm asking. Like, do they really have the money? Or is it that Atletico Madrid had money and we're thinking they don't have money? Okay, it was a long shot, but El Cholo had to find out if a dream collaboration with his compatriot might be a possibility. Los Cochineros Mildo in the short-lived operation was none other than Luis Suarez, a close friend of Lionel Messi. I'll tell you something, when all that happened at Barcelona, we call with nothing but respect, Simeone told Oli magazine. I didn't call Leo Messi, but I did call Luis and ask him about how Messi was, what he was thinking, if there was the slightest hypothetical chance that he might come to Atletico Madrid. But, it would have been very, very strange to have Messi playing in La Liga, but not for against Barcelona. I don't know. That would have been very, very strange. But I mean, this is life. Everything is possible. But that lasted all of 3 hours. Paris Saint-Germain were clearly obsessed with bringing him in, and there was nothing we could do to stop it. You can't blame Simeone for trying, and try he did. Even if his dreams was quickly bust, it is perhaps a measure of where he has taken Atletico Madrid to. However, that's a conversation about trying to unite Messi and Suarez at Los Rojiblancos ever took place at all means that Atletico Madrid have risen from, the shadows of just being one also run to a club who can say the last couple of seasons since 2014 to now, they've won La Liga twice and they've been in Champions League finals. They've, given it all that they've got. That's something to be proud of if you are Diego Simeone. Currently the longest serving manager across Europe, just the same way we have Stanley Guma as the longest serving manager in the MPFL. Okay, so there is one other story that came out within this week. You remember Neymar said that he doesn't see himself playing after the 2022 World Cup. Yes, 2022 World Cup in Qatar. Doesn't see himself going to the next World Cup in the US, Mexico, and Canada. And he brought about a whole lot of talking points, intriguing conversation here and there. I want to jump on it and bring up what I saw. I saw a very beautiful write-up that was written on Marca.com as well. I kind of like the way they write their stories, not like the English writers who are a tad bit very, very sarcastic and subjective. Not like Marca is not subjective. Sometimes when Marca writes about Barcelona, you know that they're subjective. They are pro Real Madrid club, right? News, whatever website. So their write up is always like that. But I kind of like how they line up their preset. It's like reading Momini Alaou's write up or Kingsley Diale's write up. Former Paris Saint-Germain player Jerome Roten, remember that guy, hard-working ginger, has criticized Neymar's recent comments about how the 2022 World Cup in Qatar may be his last. It has not come at the perfect time, considering he has recently received criticism for his performance at Paris Saint-Germain. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is a player says that the next World Cup might be my last, and you're criticizing him. Do you have a basis to criticize him? Like that, I don't understand that part. But let's go on. Okay, his latest comments are horrible for PSG, said Roten. He is going through a rough patch and is showing a lack of commitment to the club. How does saying I don't want to play at the World Cup, the next World Cup, not this one, or the next one after this, which gonna be like in 5 years' time? How does that mean showing disrespect to a club? Neymar is a fabulous player when he is on form, but the problem is that he is going through a rough patch. He lacks courage. The love he has for Brazil is clear. Roten continued. He wants to win the World Cup. His last chance will be in Qatar in a year. But when you are a player of this level, being an iconic figure for a club, does more. You have to face your responsibilities. Okay, now somebody else see it from a different way. Support came in from a very likely source, and that's from Thiago Silva. Okay, former PSG teammate and national team captain. PSG's Chelsea's Thiago Silva took on social media to declare his support for Neymar, and this is what he wrote: "If you need someone strong by your side, you should know that I will always be there." The 7-year-old wrote on his Instagram story. Okay, the Silva family loves you very much. And I think that this is, sometimes footballers will complain about mental illness, people not, taking them serious. I think that footballers are too quick to criticize their own. Like somebody said, I'm not going to play them. I don't know if you guys haven't thought about it. I would like to hear your angle so that it doesn't look like, I'm just Team Neymar and I can't say anything wrong with Neymar. Just tell me what you think. If a player says that, look, I'm not going to play in the next World Cup after this one, does that mean he's disrespecting his club? I don't know. Maybe you guys as fans, maybe I'm looking at it from a footballer's perspective and I'm not seeing what the fans are saying. But give me what you think. Okay. Desteros Henry said, people talking about Jorginho winning Ballon d'Or is really fun. He is in world class, bro. That conversation, I don't even want to get involved in that conversation right now, whether world class or no world class. But see, football have become so watered down that some people who are not even worth playing. I mean, look at some people that they spend big money on. You be asking yourself, come on, what are these guys really paying this money for these players for? But then it is what it is today. Football is changed. Football is not what it was when I played it. Football is not what it was when Pelé, Maradona played it. Football is different right now. Okay, so there are only 2 footballers in the world, Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. The rest are just there. Okay, look at the kind of money they want to spend for Erling Haaland right now, the kind of salary he wants to earn. Erling Haaland, as good as he is not in the level of Thierry Henry, Ruud van Nistelrooy, George Pongue, Michael van Basten. I could name 20, Dwight York. I could name 20 players that is not on their level. But I mean, the hype. Look at the one time that he's playing for Borussia Dortmund looked like this is the same thing that Lars Rickens and the rest in 1997 took to go and win the Champions League. Okay, over teams like Manchester United. But look at how easy it is to beat Borussia Dortmund, whether in the league or in the Champions League. But somehow everybody's making it look like, oh, Haaland is the best thing that's ever happened to football since Jesus Christ carried the cross of Calvary from Owerri to Calvary. It's crazy. But hey, who am I to argue against him? Come on, this is just, it is what it is. Okay, if I say anything, it's like, oh, that way you are jealous, you are beefy, you are this. So I try to stay out of that a bit. Okay. This as Henry said, Newcastle will waste money. So much news about them. This is money good. Okay. Yeah. Akim Osiri Adeni Yomi said, Bros, I hail you too. It's Patrick. It's the thing where I did read about Newcastle owner. That man was passport, Yeah, that's his personal business. Everybody, see, a businessman is a brutal person. Get to know that fast. A businessman is a brutal person. But understand this, even in your being brutal, there are people that you are good to. Abacha was a terrible guy, but was very good to people. Some people will tell you that Buhari is the greatest thing that ever happened to their lives. Okay, before Buhari, they were nowhere, but today, that's just the way it is. Even Adolf Hitler was very good to certain people. If not, I wouldn't have followers. So I don't try to look at that. And then most times when you read about these things, it is strange. Let me give you a very good example. The English media is going about castigating Qatar, doing probe that Qatar bought the World Cup, they colluded with Vladimir Putin. 97% of the companies that are building all the stadium in Qatar are English companies. How do you relate it? They are complaining, crying, weeping. Oh, this Qatar World Cup is so they bought the World Cup. But meanwhile, England English companies are the ones investing in building stadium there. Does it make sense? They're making money from a World Cup that they'll come and tell you it's cheap labor, is this one, is slave labor, who's fully who. So sometimes I don't deal with writer. Before I went to Brazil in 2014, all of the news says that Brazil is a terrible country, is unsafe, is this, is that. But then in 2 years, they hosted the World Cup and the Olympics. I was there at the World Cup for 5 weeks. I traveled around that country. It's one of the best countries one of the top 10 best countries of the 51 countries I visited in this world. It's one of the top 5 best countries that I've visited. But then if I'd followed the news and I've not gone to Brazil, I practically will tell you that Brazil is the worst place on the planet to be on. So sometimes I don't follow all this write-up. When Alisha Usmanov wanted to buy Arsenal, the English press went gaga. That, he's a bad person, he's money laundering, he's this one, he's crime lord, he's the Apasino of Russia, he's the... Look at the guy that they painted as a god, Stan Kroenke. Look at Arsenal. So sometimes I don't follow those write-up because the media, most of them always have agenda, especially if you're an African and you are in the position that we are in, and you know that part of the reason why we are this backward, even though our leaders are terrible, is how the Western media has painted us and told us that put limitations to anything we can do or achieve. Then you must understand that what you read about those write-up, forget about it. He bought a club. Let's see how he runs the club. He's got money. That's the order of the day. If that same money was owned by a British person, they will call him God. We know how the British family, slavery, the royal family is the headquarters of slavery. They don't discuss it. They don't write it. They pretend like it doesn't mean anything. So let's not read too much meaning to all those their write-up, because the media, the way it is, they make you look the way they want you to look. Okay, so let's push further down to... There's a lot of write-up on Facebook. I'm struggling to catch up. Okay, people talking about Jorginho winning Ballon d'Or is really funny. He isn't world class, bro. Messi would not have gone to Madrid. He loves Barca too much. I agree with you, but Barca didn't love him that much eventually, as we saw, because that could have, if there was no other club to sign him on, he would have gone. Deborah, I said, most Nigerians don't buy insurance policies because they believe the blood of Jesus, right? They believe it is a probability that an event will happen. That's more reason why I should buy insurance policy, because it's a probability. There is a small chance that it will happen, okay? It's a probability that any event will happen. It all goes down to the bastardization of Nigerian economy, in which there is no longer disposable income and people eat from hand to mouth. That's what we think, but clubs are always filling up, okay? Churches are also filling up. And alcohol is selling more than any other thing. So it's hard to convince me with this analogy of disposable income, actually, because if you look at the clubs, have you gone to nightclub? Check the account, Well, you have a point there. Nigerian insurance companies need to do more to convince people on personal insurance. I can assure you, if the vehicle insurance was not compulsory, Nigerians won't do it. A lot of Nigerians still don't do it. And I think one of the things that insurance companies should do in Nigeria is they should copy what they do in the US back in the day, and also in South Africa. If you insure maybe your car or anything, and you don't claim for, say, 1 year or 2 years, you should get a 50% or a 25% discount or return on your previous insurance. That would encourage people, because let's say I insure with 500,000 naira for my car, my 50 million naira car. I'm just saying that. to the 500,000. And I drive that car for 1 year. I didn't come back for a claim, and I renew again. On my next renew, I should give me 25% discount. That's what I think. I might be wrong, but that's just what I think. It will help people because we like promo, we like giveaway in this part of the world. So you have to do what the people like. They say the smartest people in this world are those who are flexible enough to adapt to the environment that they find themselves. There is no one size fits all in anything in this world. So we must always know that. It's E. Patrick said, being a superstar is really not easy. I feel for Neymar. I think Neymar knows his body might not carry him that far. Yeah, and people are getting all worked up and complaining. I don't understand that. Destroyers Henry said that Spanish team is blessed with talent. Barcelona, they produce players, Joe. I mean, I salute them for that. Even in their dire situation, in things not going well, in looking like they were going to go bankrupt, 1.8 billion euro debt, the La Masia is still not, disturbed. They're still producing. That's good. Ogufaya Maria, he said the media is a thing, sir. Yeah, it's E. Patrick. He said, I guess it's a topic for another day because I don't think a leader who still beheads opposition should own a football club anyways. Who am I to say so? So first off, this thing about football, we try to make football look like it's the holy grace, only very honest people, good people that own football. I've been inside a football club. I played professional football, both in Nigeria and outside of this country. And I missed up. And there is the interview we do that you people listen to or watch. Then there is the let us have a conversation privately, like me and ex-players were talking, we're having conversation. Listen, the people that are doing football business are all dubious people. Let's not even, I don't know how to explain it, but let's call a spade and not call it a garden tool or a fair or something. Let's call it what it is. Football business is as bad as drug business, as bad as politics, as bad as anything. Let me give you a very good example. When the UEFA money was about to be touched recently, they came out with their snipers, their assassins, their Avengers and DC legends and everybody to stifle those people, okay, because of the European Super League. Do you know how long we've been talking about racism in football? It's a very simple thing. Laws can't stop it. Actions can stop it. Action speaks louder than words. But what have we been fed? Words, blah, 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 blah. That's all. That's all they do. You see, these guys are mafia. The only time they react is when money is going to be touched. So the guys who do the football business, so let me tell you how this works. You know that this same Premier League stopped the Saudi family from buying Newcastle. Then they didn't envisage COVID. So this is my theory. I'm giving you my theory from all of the figures that I put together. Now, Man City, yes, they have money, but because of financial fair play, they are going to be very careful in how they spend their money. And you need to go back to read that book by Mark Clattenburg, Whistleblower. There is a part of that story that was serialized, or that book that was serialized on the Daily Mail, across British newspaper. You can search for it. Whistleblower, Mark Clattenburg. Read the one on Daily Mail. There was a part where he said he wanted to sue Chelsea for putting his life and his family life in danger. He was called behind the scene. First of all, they called a meeting of Chelsea and other clubs and everybody, and Chelsea people didn't even admit that they made a mistake. You know why? He was victimized because of the racism issue that Frank Lampard was involved in with Antoine Ferdinand. Now, they victimized him, said that he called Mikel Obi a monkey, something. The person who was giving evidence of that thing was somebody who does not even understand English, Ramirez. Now, long and short, they didn't treat it like a serious thing because if they were going to sanction Chelsea, it would affect bottom line. So what am I saying here is, it doesn't matter what anybody who owns a club is doing. What matters is he bringing big money? Is he going to help? Because the Premier League have created this false bubble in the heads and minds of people that they are the best league in the world. And the only way to sustain that bubble is for people to come and be spending money. So projected and see that Chelsea might not be spending big going forward. Man United are beginning to look like they will slow down with spending. And Man City are beginning to look like, because of financial fair play, they might also slow down with spending. If not, they would have gotten Harry Kane, but they didn't get him. So they need another cash cow to come into the league and splash money for the next 10, 15 years, depending when another cash cow will come in to come and buy Arsenal, to come and buy West Ham, to come and buy Leicester, Aston Villa, those kind of things. So they've cooked up money from anywhere. Listen, all of the information you have about these guys, the Premier League, they've done their background assessment, their background check. They know the EPL, the English FA. I'm saying this is public. This is in public place. I might be a red flag, but it's just the truth. They know all of this, but because they need their money, they will turn a blind eye. They will pretend like it doesn't matter. Like you see the English press criticizing Qatar. Oh, Qatar is this one, slave labor. The country is not good, but your companies are going there to go and take contracts to build stadium for them. Does it make sense? It doesn't make sense one bit. It's just the politics of coloration. Okay, one person is a freedom fighter if he comes from a certain part of the world. If the same action is done from another part of the world, the same person is a terrorist. I mean, I know we're talking football, but I like to find the balance in all of this conversation. It's E. Patrick say, this show is sweet, Joe. Thank you very much. I feel very, very humbled and honored that you guys spent time to listen and stream my show. I know it's heavy data on you guys, but thank you very much. Oh, good fire, Maria. Wow, this show is expository. Really got me stuck to keep listening. Thank you very much for that. I mean, we're doing a show. It's a conversation. It's not like it's a show. I'm coming here to give you sports news. Let's be very honest. Any sports news I want to give to you people, you all already know it. Okay, on Instagram, on YouTube, Gospel Obukamana say people don't like getting insurance because of the stress involved in it. And when it's time to pay for insurance, the company start giving some excuse and delay. There's stress in everything, right? If you want to eat good food, you take time to cook it, okay? So there's stress in everything. Paul Obi said the best time to grow is when you fall. When you fall, that is when you can look for what made you to fall and you make an amend and grow. Spain was done, but I see them fully back in the next 2 years. Thank you very much for that. That's why Bukamena came back and he said, I think it is personal decision. If he says he wants to stop, I don't think it's any disrespect to anybody or the team. Ibrahim Oluoku said, I think on the Neymar issue, firstly, looking at when he was coming up, there are high expectations on, and he didn't live to it. Rather, he was looking for the shadow. He was looking for the shadow Messi took from him. Oh, it's all muddled up. Sorry. Ibrahim Olako, however, him saying 2002 World Cup might be his last is his opinion, but it seems disrespectful, and it seems he has accepted the fact that he has failed in his responsibility as a footballer. So let me come from there. Let me deal with this thing that you just said. Please, if any player from Africa achieve what Neymar has achieved, okay, and in the whole of Africa, there's only one player that could say I've achieved more than Neymar, and that's Samuel Eto'o. Not even Yaya, sorry. Samuel Eto'o. If one player after Samuel Eto'o achieve all what Neymar have achieved, would you call him a failure? Or are you saying that in the whole of Africa, we've not had players that have had as much talent as Neymar have? And we think Okocha is a hero, he's a legend, he's an icon. Okocha cannot lace the shoes of Neymar right now. Let's be fair. And we could go on and on. Rashidi Yakini, Didier Drogba, let's name them. So I don't understand how you can sit where you are and consciously, like you're typing from your phone right now or your computer or anywhere you're watching this, and you confidently think that Neymar is a failure. Like failure and Neymar on the same sentence? Like, I don't understand. Why do people play football? This guy's won the Champions League. He formed the most lethal trial in attack. We still talk about the MSN as a barcode till today. It's a standard banner for any three-man front line. Won the treble with Barcelona since he left. Barcelona have never been the same. Don't forget about that. He's won the league title in Brazil, in Spain. He's won the Olympic gold medal with Brazil, something they've not won before. Now they've won it back to back. And he's also won the league title in France. Some of the great players of this world didn't even bother to win one league title or two and the Champions League and all of that. And yeah, we are. You're calling that kind of a player a failure. I'm worried that, I mean, you guys, the way you guys define player is won the Copa America as well, if I'm not mistaken. And you think that guy is a failure? Wow. Wow, that's all I can. That's like all I can say about that one. So, and then how is it disrespectful to say, the next World Cup is the World Cup the last World Cup I'm going to play? Did Paris Saint-Germain sign him to say that you must be playing? I think countries normally teams are happy when the player says, "I don't want to play for my national team anymore. I'm done," so that they can concentrate on their club football. Where's the disrespect? Somebody should tell me. I don't know, but. Well, I like investment, so let's have somebody, a professor, who's going to guide us through why we should invest in crypto. Precious Omosue is on the wings, ready to guide us on that one. Then after that one, Peter, I wanted that will come with them, say but I've had a good time with you guys today, and I like to do this every day. And today's been very, very fun-filled, exciting, and nice. Your questions, the quality of your questions actually determine the quality of the show. So thank you very much for always being there. My name is Idafi Matthew I've had a good time with you guys. I'm still gonna be here. Listening to the professor talk, and then Peter, and then after that, grassroots update will come from Idowu Adeleke, who's our man covering the grassroots in Lagos. Thank you very much. God bless you, and have yourself a wonderful, amazing day.
I'll just try to narrow it down to a few. Now, investing in cryptocurrencies actually allows you manage your investment portfolio yourself. That's because it's a transparent system. Anybody who can operate a phone can enter the market, buy and sell when they want to, and buy whatever crypto assets they want to buy. So it's a very, very transparent system. It's also highly liquid. It's a flexible system as well. And there are lots of options. So you're not limited. Currently in the market, there are more than 9,000 cryptocurrencies, all with different use cases. Okay. But for me,